Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into a specific Doctor Who story.
That's right. We're looking at I Am a Dalek, the novel by Terrance Dicks, which itself is based on, based on the TV episode by Gareth Roberts.
And our source material for this deep dive is going to be excerpts from the book itself.
Yeah, exactly. Our mission, if you like, is to unpack what happens when a Dalek wakes up. Not in space, not on some alien world, but in, well, a pretty normal English village.
Right. We want to look at the plot, obviously, but also those twists and maybe some of the themes underneath.
Well,
What happens when this huge alien threat just drops into everyday life?
and how ordinary people react. That's always fascinating in these stories.
It really is. So, the setup. The Doctor and Rose, they're planning a trip to the moon, no less.
Uh-huh. Got the spacesuits, even a Women's Institute flag, apparently. Classic.
But the TARDIS, well, that does what it does.
Lands them somewhere completely different. A pub, I think, in the English countryside.
Yep. And that's just the start. There's this Roman mosaic someone's dug up nearby.
Ah, yes. The mosaic, which somehow shows a Dalek from 70 AD.
Exactly. A huge puzzle right from the start. And then almost immediately, this woman, Kate, she has this awful accident, hit by a bus.
But then she doesn't stay dead.
She comes back to life. Okay, let's dig into that first bit, the unexpected arrival. They wanted the moon, they got a pub.
It's such a Doctor Who moment, isn't it? You've got all the gear for zero gravity and suddenly you're ordering a pint. Or, well, probably not, but,
Hey, yeah. It immediately throws everything off kilter. This isn't just a navigation error, is it? It feels like foreshadowing.
I think so. And the contrast is brilliant. Spacesuits in a village pub, it signals right away that the ordinary is about to get, well, very extraordinary.
And Rose finds it pretty funny, the Doctor being so flustered.
Yeah, it's a nice character moment. Shows he's not always in control, especially not of the TARDIS. But then, things get serious pretty fast.
Right. Well, the Doctor's probably, I don't know, arguing with the TARDIS console.
Ah, likely. Rose finds a local paper.
And there it is, the headline about the Roman dig.
Roman remains at Credit and Vale. But it's the picture, isn't it?
The picture. A Roman mosaic from 70 AD, showing a Dalek.
I mean,
Yeah.
how? How is that even possible? A Dalek is, futuristic technology, alien. What's it doing in Roman Britain?
It just completely messes with history, doesn't it? It screams wrong. Something is seriously, fundamentally wrong here.
You've got to wonder, what are the immediate implications? If you see that, knowing what the Doctor knows, what we know about Daleks.
It's an immediate red alert, a paradox, proof that something's interfered with time or worse.
And just as Rose is processing this, putting it together,
Yeah.
she turns back to the TARDIS, presumably to tell the Doctor, and it's gone.
Gone, just like that.
Doors slam, the wheezing, groaning sound, and poof, vanishes, leaves her standing there.
Wow. Okay, so the timing feels significant. Like the TARDIS reacted to the Dalek connection.
It certainly seems like it. Did it sense the danger? Did it take the Doctor somewhere specific? It leaves Rose completely alone right when things are getting weird.
Talk about being thrown in at the deep end.
Okay.
So Rose is stranded. Meanwhile, the story introduces us to someone else. Kate Gates.
Yeah, Kate. She's 28, moved back home to this village, Winchelham, after things didn't quite work out in the city.
It paints a picture of someone feeling a bit stuck, maybe. This idyllic village isn't quite paradise for her.
Exactly. Her inner thoughts, worrying about her call center job, debts. It's all very grounded, very real. Winchelham is described as a beautiful trap.
That's a great phrase. It sets up this contrast, doesn't it? Her very normal, relatable life against the oncoming storm.
Definitely. We get her perspective, her mundane frustrations,
Yeah.
and then, bam, everything changes.
She's rushing for the bus, late for work.
And she steps out and gets hit by a sports car. It's brutal. And she dies.
Or seems to,
Mm-hmm.
because Rose sees it happen.
Rose witnesses the whole thing. Horrific. But then, the impossible.
What happens?
Kate's body, it convulses, arches up, and this green light, this green aura comes out of the wound, covers her.
A green aura. Okay, that's not normal resuscitation.
Not at all. And then, the really weird bit, her hair changes color, red to blonde, instantly.
Whoa. Okay, so resurrection plus instant makeover, definitely alien, right?
Has to be. It completely shifts gears. This isn't just a mystery about a mosaic anymore. Something active, something strange is happening now, that green energy. It feels significant, doesn't it? Like some specific technology.
It certainly suggests something specific. So while Kate's having her near-death or post-death experience, where did the Doctor actually go? The TARDIS took him somewhere.
Yeah, took him underground. To a disused nuclear bunker near the village.
A nuclear bunker. Wow, talk about a change of scene. From village pub to Cold War relic.
It's a really effective contrast, isn't it? Damp, decaying, full of those old, slightly creepy civil defense leaflets. Protect and survive. Remember those?
Vaguely. Chilling stuff. Gives it a whole different atmosphere. Isolated. Forgotten. Why there, though? Why the bunker?
Is it a clue? Connected to the Dalek somehow. The TARDIS works in mysterious ways, after all.
Indeed. Ancient Rome meets the atomic age, kind of, and down there, he bumps into someone.
Right. He meets Frank Openshaw. He's the archaeologist in charge of the dig site nearby, the one unearthing the Roman stuff.
And how does Frank react to the Doctor suddenly appearing in a locked bunker?
Well, the Doctor's being his usual self, isn't he? A bit eccentric, maybe that accent, but immediately knowing things about the Roman, finds he shouldn't. Frank's intrigued, curious.
The Doctor getting a phone signal underground probably helps pique that curiosity, too.
Huh. Yeah, that helps sell the extraordinary part. It's that pattern, again, the weird interrupting the normal.
He always makes an entrance. And it doesn't take long for him to zero in on the main event, does it? Beyond the Roman pottery.
No. He puts the pieces together, the mosaic, Rose's likely discovery, his location, and follows his instincts. And he finds it. Partially buried. The Dalek.
Just sitting there.
Looking inert. Deactivated.
Yeah.
But the Doctor knows better. His reaction is instant.
What does he say?
It's a bomb. Step back from it, Frank. Immediate urgent warning. Even though it looks like junk, he knows the danger.
He recognizes it instantly. That shape. It's unmistakable. So the mosaic wasn't just art. It was a warning sign left across centuries.
Precisely. A hidden threat. Dormant for almost 2,000 years.
Bomb is one way to put it. Okay, back to the surface. Kate's alive again, but she's not quite Kate anymore, is she?
No, not at all. The resurrection, or whatever it was, changed her profoundly. Mentally, she's enhanced.
Enhanced?
But she can suddenly process complex information, solve problems easily, sees the world differently, but there's a downside, a big one.
Which is?
Her personality shifts. She becomes cold, detached, almost cruel.
So super smart, but losing her humanity?
Kind of. Rose meets her in a tea shop, and the change is stark. The kindness Rose saw earlier, gone, replaced by impatience, this need to be alone. It's really quite chilling.
That tea shop scene sounds unsettling, like you can see the person vanishing. Does it make you think about how fragile identity is, maybe, faced with something like that?
It really does. How quickly something external can just overwrite who you are. Meanwhile, the Doctor, in the bunker, is explaining things to Frank.
Telling him what that bomb really is.
Exactly. He confirms it. It's a Dalek from Skarongo, supposedly wiped out in the Time War.
The Time War, right? The huge conflict that supposedly destroyed both the Time Lords and the Daleks. So this is a survivor.
Apparently. The Doctor tries to downplay it a bit to Frank, dead as a doornail. But his actions, his urgency to dismantle it, tell a different story.
He does that sometimes, doesn't he? Acts casual when things are really serious. It's usually a sign to be very worried.
Definitely a tell. And Kate, she starts feeling this pull towards the dig site, towards the Dalek.
Like it's calling to her.
Seems like it. An unseen compulsion draws her there. And when she finds it, she reaches out and touches it.
Oh no, don't touch the ancient alien war machine.
Exactly. But she does. And you see this connection form, like a circuit completing.
Yeah.
It suggests her resurrection wasn't random, doesn't it? That she was meant to interact with it.
Or maybe programmed somehow. Linked to it.
That's the question. And the moment she touches it,
Yeah.
well, all that dead as a doornail talk goes right out the window.
It wakes up.
Instantly. Jolts to life. Draws energy right out of Kate. The green aura connection, maybe.
So the Doctor was right to be worried. The threat is real and immediate.
Very real. It's awake. The historical mystery just became an active, moving, and presumably very angry Dalek.
From relic to rampaging robot in seconds. And even though it's just newborn, it's still dangerous.
Oh, absolutely. Lethal from the get-go. Even incomplete, it attacks the construction workers, the police at the site. Pure Dalek aggression.
Ruthless efficiency.
Exactly. The Doctor tries to stop it, but initially he can't. It just shows their fundamental nature, doesn't it? Kill first, ask questions later. Or rather, never ask questions, just kill.
A chilling reminder, even a broken Dalek is deadly. And poor Kate, the connection is doing more than just powering it up, isn't it?
It's accelerating her transformation. Massively. Dalek thoughts, Dalek impulses are just flooding her mind, pushing out the human.
Oh, wow. So it's not just controlling her, it's overriding her.
It seems that way.
Yeah.
There's a scene where she's with Rose and this guy Atif in a lorry, and it's terrifying. She's becoming hostile, xenophobic, talking about Dalek purity, wanting to exterminate people.
She's actually thinking like a Dalek, using their words.
Yes, the Dalek factor, as it's later called, is taking over her psyche. Feels like she's losing her very being.
That is horrifying. A Dalek wearing a human face. And the doctor? He manages to catch up with the actual Dalek?
Yeah, the construction site. There's a confrontation. And the doctor, knowing their weaknesses from, well, centuries of fighting them,
He disables it.
temporarily, exploits a vulnerability,
Yeah.
buys some time, shows that even this new Dalek isn't unstoppable. But it's only temporary.
A brief pause,
I-
because while he's dealing with the metal casing, Kate's transformation is still going full steam ahead.
Relentlessly.
Yeah.
And it leads to her doing something terrible.
What's that?
She attacks her boss, Serena, in the market. Just full-on Dalek mode. Cruel, detached, violent, no empathy left.
It's like the Dalek influence completely strips away her humanity.
Utterly. It shows how total the assimilation is becoming.
From worrying about being late for work to attempted murder in the town square, and just when you hope maybe things can be contained,
The Dalek comes back.
it repaired itself.
Somehow, yes. It reappears in the town, Toyford, causing chaos, destruction. And it's clearly looking for one thing, Kate. Kate. It highlights how relentless they are.
Yeah.
Single-minded.
An unstoppable tank looking for its human component. And Kate, right now, is she fighting it at all, or has she completely gone over?
At this point, she seems to have fully succumbed. She aligns herself with it, sees herself as part of the Dalek purpose. The human Kate looks almost gone.
Such a tragic turn. Her biggest worry was the bus timetable just that morning.
I know. But then, just as things look really bleak,
The familiar sound.
V-warp. The TARDIS arrives. The doctor's back,
Finally! Right in the middle of the chaos, I bet.
pretty much. Sets the stage for the final showdown. Doctor, Dalek, and the Dalek influenced Kate.
And does the Dalek just attack? Or is there more to it?
Surprisingly, it tries to talk. Well, Dalek-style talk. It reveals the bigger picture.
Which is?
This wasn't just a random crash Dalek. It was part of a plan. A time capsule sent back during the Time War.
A time capsule. Containing what?
The Dalek factor. A way to seed dormant Dalek potential within humans. Kate's death and resurrection, her touching the Dalek that activated the dormant life force in her.
Whoa, so it's like a biological weapon sent through time, waiting for a trigger.
Exactly. Insidious, patient, and then the Dalek makes an offer. A deal.
A deal with a Dalek. What could it possibly offer?
It offers to leave Earth alone. Spare humanity in exchange for its own escape. Let it go free in the TARDIS time ring tech it absorbed from Kate, presumably to continue the Dalek cause elsewhere.
Wow, okay. Save Earth now, but let this potentially species-altering threat escape to endanger others. That's a classic Doctor dilemma, isn't it?
A huge moral quandary. Protect this planet, these people he cares about, even if it means disaster somewhere else, sometime else.
What does he do?
It seems like he agrees. To save Earth. It shows how much humanity means to him that he'd consider such a terrible compromise.
But Rose is there, too. And she's not usually one for pragmatic compromises when Daleks are involved.
No, she isn't. She refuses to accept it. She won't let the Dalek win, won't let it escape to harm others.
So she steps in?
She appeals directly to Kate. To the human Kate she believes is still in there, buried under the Dalek programming.
Tries to reach the person inside the monster.
Exactly. She uses Kate's own memories against the Dalek influence.
Memories? Like what?
Simple things. Her life before, missing the bus, her ex-boyfriend Toby, her debts, even Custard, apparently. The mundane, everyday stuff.
Trying to remind her who she was.
Yes, and it works. It triggers this massive internal conflict in Kate, her human self, her memories, fighting against the cold Dalek logic that's taken over.
A battle inside her own head. The ordinary fighting the extraordinary.
It's the power of the personal, isn't it? Even against this universe-level threat.
So who wins?
Kate, in a final, crucial moment, she uses the Dalek knowledge she now possesses, but with her own human will.
What does she do?
She activates the self-destruct on the time ring device the Dalek was using. Destroys it. Destroys the Dalek.
Wow. She sacrifices the power, maybe even herself in that moment, using their own knowledge against them.
A true act of defiance. Human resilience winning out.
Incredible. A victory, but what happens to Kate after all that? Can she just go back to the call center?
The Doctor and Rose manage to sort of reset things forward. They return her to her life, but they suppress the memories of the Dalek, the resurrection, everything. The Dalek factor is gone.
So she doesn't remember being part Dalek or saving the world?
Nope. But interestingly, her debts are cleared. Maybe a little parting gift from the doctor.
Mm.
And she has this renewed sense of hope, a fresh start, even if she doesn't know why.
That feels kind of right, actually. A quiet reward. And is that the end? Or is there a little more?
There's a lovely little coda. We see the Doctor and Rose pop back to 1970.
1970.
To subtly arrange the first meeting between Frank Openshaw, the archaeologist, and his future wife, Sandra. Just a little unseen nudge, bending the rules slightly for a friend.
Ah, that's very Doctor. Quietly fixing things? Or maybe just helping things along. A nice touch.
Adds a bit of warmth after all the darkness.
Okay, so wrapping this up, what are the big takeaways from this whole I am a Dalek deep dive?
Well, first, I think it's a powerful reminder of how ancient threats, things we think are long gone, can just reappear in the most unexpected everyday places.
Right, not always on spaceships, sometimes down the pub or under a Roman ruin.
Exactly. Second, it really shows how ordinary people can find extraordinary strength when faced with something truly terrifying. Kate's journey, even though she doesn't remember it, is incredible.
From victim to, well, to the person who stops the Dalek.
And third, it highlights the power of human connection, of memory, of just being human as the thing that ultimately defeats the Dalek influence. Plus, you get insights into the Doctor's own complex morality.
That choice he almost made.
Yeah. And what about surprising details, things that really stood out?
The Roman mosaic, definitely. That image of a Dalek in 70 AD is just so jarring and full of implications.
Yeah, that sticks with you.
And the whole idea of a Dalek factor dormant in humans, that's genuinely disturbing, a hidden biological threat across time.
It makes the Daleks even scarier somehow, more insidious.
It does. And Kate's transformation itself, how fast it happens, the internal battle, and then her final act using Dalek knowledge but human will, that's a really compelling arc. Shows the horror, but also the resistance.
Okay, so finally, let's leave everyone with something to think about. Provocative thought from all this.
Well, building on that Dalek factor idea, if something like that, a dormant alien influence, could exist within us, hidden in our history or even our DNA, what else might be lurking there?
You mean other hidden potentials? Or maybe other threats? Just waiting for trick. The right trigger, the right circumstances. Exactly. Could events that seem random, things that happen in our lives or in history, actually have these incredibly deep, ancient roots we don't even suspect?
It makes you look at the world a bit differently, doesn't it? Wonder about the hidden layers beneath the everyday.
It certainly does. Makes you think about what might be sleeping just beneath the surface.